never find out if your stuff works. You can just live in your own little dream world, and we'll go on running the world. It was a snotty thing to say, but he did not attack me the way Trump did. When I said I liked him but disagreed with him, he went ballistic and said, I had the worst show ever, and I was ugly, and my mother wore combat
Really?
boots.
I missed that.
Yeah, well,
Totally.
it was amazing because while he was saying I'm running for president of the United States, he was also tweeting, this magician isn't very good, which I thought was really funny. Abraham Lincoln, 20 years ago, there's this juggler I don't like. It's just not very political. But what's fascinating about you is listening to other libertarians, other political people, they have this purity that Al Franken says you'll never be tested. And yet you, when you're talking, you have been tested.
Yeah,
you actually were governor.
I got to serve 8 years as governor. And when they say that libertarians never been tested, everybody's got a bit of libertarian in them, even Al Franken.
Yeah.
And I think that the majority of Americans are libertarian. It's just that they don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking with a broad brushstroke, that's being fiscally responsible and socially liberal, socially, tolerant.
Now, did you get your biography is pretty fascinating, getting yourself from handyman to millionaire.
Second term, I'm reelected. Well, Katie bar the door. I've got nothing to lose. I got 4 more years here, and so like I say, and started that out with an analysis of the drug war. I went into the drug war saying I really want to take a hard look at the war on drugs, and I want to include legalization as a potential alternative to what we're currently doing. That was my statement, and it just shit hit the fan. And I was not naive to that. But you talk about popularity. Really, I think I ended up being very, very popular. And I think it was because of that issue that I ended up being very, very popular, because that was something. And to this day, it's really not discussed. I mean, isn't it amazing that it is just not even a part of the presidential dialogue? Drugs are not even a part of it at all. And I think part of that has to do with my being in the race and the fact that they don't want to draw attention to just how insane what it is that we're currently doing.
Now, I want to, this is what, there's that great, I'm probably not going to get the proper, I don't know where the quote exactly comes from, but never attribute a conspiracy what can be explained by stupidity. Why do you think the drug war has gotten so crazy? I mean, some people say it started out certainly as racism in some way or another.
I've got it. I do have it nailed.
Okay.
It's politicians that beat their chest, and it's political boogeymen that don't exist. It's made up political boogeymen. So made up political boogeyman in very many ways is terrorism. The threat of terrorism. It's Mexican immigration. It's the war on drugs. What else do we have out there that's a boogeyman that doesn't? So the only way that you can save yourself from the scourge of drugs is to reelect me as your politician, because I'm gonna crack down on this hot and heavy, and mandatory sentencing. Another one of those things that, look, we're gonna lock up repeat offenders. Well, we've got the highest incarceration rate in the world, and what does that do? Bottom line to? It's due to politicians beating their chests over an issue that really is not making the world any safer. It's just causing a whole lot more people to be locked up for a whole lot longer time.
Now, you know that, you may not know, but I am, I believe, the only person to have been on the cover of High Times magazine who has never smoked marijuana.
I did not know. I did.
So I am the most pro-legalization of drugs that I think anyone can be without having any experience whatsoever with them. But I've always disliked the idea of drugs, and always thought that for the non-drug user, the best thing was legalization. It's the chance of me being the safest, is to let people do what they want.
Well, and for me, I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 29 years. And for me, I do use marijuana products. I mean, I occasionally use marijuana products. And also, I think that the worst thing about in life, what is the worst thing in life? Well, the worst thing in life, in my opinion, is hypocrisy, saying one thing and doing another. And I don't want to be a hypocrite on this issue, but for me, I remember smoking pot for the first time when I was 17, and I wasn't alone in that. I mean, we're talking about 100 million Americans, but the first thing I thought of when I smoked pot was, holy cow, the government sure lied about this. Did they lie about everything else? I mean, it was such an eye-opening experience.